when the Son of Man shall come in his glory, and all the holy angels with him, then shall he sit upon the throne of his glory. And before him shall be gathered all nations, and he shall separate them one from another, as a shepherd divideth his sheep from the goats. And he shall set the sheep on his right hand, but the goats on the left. Then shall the king say unto them on his right hand, Come, ye blessed of my Father, inherit the kingdom prepared for you from the foundation of the world. For I was an hungered, and ye gave me meat. I was thirsty, and ye gave me drink. I was a stranger, and ye took me in. Naked, and ye clothed me. I was sick, and ye visited me. I was in prison, and ye came unto me. Then shall the righteous answer him, saying, Lord, when saw we thee an hungered, and fed thee? Or thirsty, and gave thee drink? When saw we thee a stranger, and took thee in? Or naked, and clothed thee? Or when saw we thee sick, or in prison, and came unto thee? And the king shall answer, and say unto them, Verily I say unto you, inasmuch as ye have done it unto one of the least of these, my brethren, ye have done it unto me. Then shall he also say to them on the left hand, Depart from me, ye cursed, into everlasting fire, prepared for the devil and his angels. For I was an hungered, and ye gave me no meat. I was thirsty, and ye gave me no drink. I was a stranger, and ye took me not in. Naked, and ye clothed me not. Sick, and in prison, and ye visited me not. Then shall they also answer him, saying, Lord, when saw we thee an hungered, or athirst, or a stranger, or naked, or sick, or in prison, and did not minister unto thee? Then shall he answer them, saying, Verily I say unto you, inasmuch as ye did it not to one of the least of these, ye did it not to me. And these shall go away into everlasting punishment, but the righteous into life eternal.
Preparations are already being made to celebrate Queen Elizabeth's Platinum Jubilee in the year 2022, marking 70 years on the throne, 70 years of her reign. We've been celebrating the reign of Christ for just a little longer than that, but maybe not quite as long as you might imagine. Although Jesus has been called King from the day of his birth, we haven't celebrated his kingship, not with a feast, not until 1925. So we've only been celebrating Christ's reign in that way, marking it in that way, for a little less than 30 years, longer than people have been celebrating the reign of Queen Elizabeth. And I know Queen Elizabeth is our monarch, and we sing in the anthem, if we sing it, long to reign over us. We talk of her reign. But I wonder how much we feel that she reigns over us, feel subjects of her reign. I'm not even sure that we are subjects, or whether we are citizens of the United Kingdom these days. The language and the laws and the definitions have all changed over the last few decades, and it's not quite as clear-cut as it once might have been. But nevertheless, Elizabeth is queen, and she does reign, and her reign has significant influence in the lives of all of us. But maybe not all of us are aware of that influence, feel that she touches us directly, her reign has anything to do with us. I know for some, the monarch is hugely important. But I think for others, it's perfectly possible for them to live their life oblivious to the impact, the influence that a queen, king or queen has on the lives of the rest of us. We're aware that she's there, and there are reminders of her presence all around us. The coins that we use, the notes, titles like Her Majesty's Armed Forces or Her Majesty's Constabulary, Her Majesty's Inspectorate or Tax Collectors, Her Majesty's Prisons. They all remind us that Elizabeth is there and that she is queen. But to what extent we admit to her reign in our lives, admit to being subjects of her reign, I think to a large extent that depends on the attitudes of the individual. We are subjects of her reign, but we don't all feel subject to her reign. We are not all aware of the influence, and many choose to live their lives unaware of her influence. And I think something's true, something similar is true of Christ as King. Christ is universal King. He rules over all. There are reminders of his presence all around us, in crucifixes, in stained glass, in churches, in the communities who pray, who worship, in films, in stories, in scripture. There are reminders of Christ's presence and of his kingship all around us. But to some extent, we're free to feel his reign in our lives, to submit to his reign. That, I think, in part, is what the gospel is about. Christ leaves us free to choose for him or not, to choose to live by the values of his kingdom or not, to choose to embrace the gospel, the life that he calls his faithful flock to. In a way, I think he leaves us free to choose whether we are sheep of his flock or whether we are numbered among the goats.
The Lord